recap week 3 video. Before I get right into it, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the video. Don't forget to comment, and please smash the likes, And I think I'm going to get quite a few comments on this one. So let's go ahead and begin this fantastic video. But before I do, something to be proud of. Okay, now, the Eagles went into hostile territory. New Orleans Saints. Now, we all know the New Orleans Saints are one of the top teams in the league in their own stadium in New Orleans, or should I say Louisiana. One of the most hostile places to play. And this is the Saints team that beat the Cowboys last week and put up a 40 burger on them. So, with all this altercation going on between them, we were so glad they beat the Cowboys. And they exposed the Cowboys dramatically. They put up a 40 burger on them. A 40 burger. They laid out the blueprint of how to beat the Cowboys on defense. And the Baltimore Ravens right now are playing the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, the Baltimore Ravens are up 21 points, I believe. 21 points to 3. I think that's the score going to. They are in halftime right now. That's why I'm making this video. Okay, let's go ahead and get the statistics and the win on point. Like I said, the Eagles went into Mercedes-Benz Superdome. They beat the Saints by 3 points, 15-12. There was a bunch of questions going on with the Philadelphia Eagles and for their defensive prowess. I guess sometimes you can talk a lot to a point where the talk gets to get on your nerve to a point where you decide that something needs to be done defensively. Well, the Eagles did real well defensively against this Saints team. They got a few runs, a few passes here and there, but they actually tightened up the ship. Carter did real well. I'm not that sure how many tackles he had. And you had Jordan Davis did real well, along with the entire defensive line. Wet did pretty well, but we didn't see much of Huff. I didn't see much of Huff. When I got a chance to see the game, I didn't see the first half of the game. I only seen this. I think a little bit of the second half going into the third and fourth quarter of this game. And when I last saw it, it was 3-0. The Saints had 3 points. The Eagles didn't have a single point in the first half. So that should tell you something right there. With that being said, now both teams are tied 2-1. The Eagles on the tiebreaker over the Saints. If the Saints make the playoff, the Eagles on the tiebreaker against them. The only way the Saints get a top 4 seed, the Eagles will have to lose every game in the NFC for the Saints to claim a little bit of that. And I hate to say it, but the Falcons also on a tiebreaker on us. So if the Falcons don't make the playoffs, the Eagles will have a top 4 seed, depending on between the Saints and the Eagles. Like I said, 15-12, Eagles win. The Eagles didn't do any scoring in the first, second, and third quarter. The Saints put up the only point, which is 3 in the first quarter, which I didn't see. But like I said, I saw a little bit of the second half. A little bit of the first half or second quarter for that matter, and the Saints was up only by 3. So the Eagles did really defensively, keeping them out of the end zone. All the points were scored in the first quarter. All points were scored in the fourth and final quarter of the season. We all know the fourth quarter is the death quarter, which means that everything's on the line, anything goes. And that's how it goes in high school, that's how it goes in college, that's how it goes in the pros. Nothing changed there when it comes to the death quarter, aka the fourth quarter. Now, let's get some statistics on the ball here so we can see what's going on. Hurts. I mentioned in one of my videos, go back and check it out. Hurts threw for 311 yards. This is his first career 300-yard game of the season. Dating back to last year, he didn't have not a single. I think he had only one 300-yard passing game last season, and the rest have been under 200 or under 300 for that matter. But he didn't throw. He did not throw a touchdown, but he did throw an end zone interception, which I think that end zone interception occurred in the first half of the game, which I didn't see. Because if I saw that, I probably would have been literally pissed off if I had seen that. But to see it here is self-evident. And here is the 29 of 38, which means he only had let me see. 29, 29, 38, 29, that's 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means he only had 9 incompletions. 29 of 38, that means you completed 29 out of 38 attempts. That's 9 incompletions in the game. And one of those incompletions was an interception. Rushing. Saquon Barkley, 17 rushes, 147 yards, an 8.0 average. He scored the only 2 touchdowns in this game. Hurts had 8 for 25, 3.1. Receiving, oh man. Whew. Goddard did, I never thought, he had a career high in 10 receptions. 170 was also a career high. And I think the 17.0 average is also a career high, but he did not score a touchdown in the game. But his pass catching kind of saved the day in this game. This time it wasn't Saquon Barkley. It was Dallas Goedert. There's always that hero that always does it. Hurts for the first time in 2 games did not play hero ball. He let the playmakers play the game for him. And that's why I say Goddard is the hero of this game. Smith had 7 catches for 79 yards, 11.3, no score. I'm going to speak about Smith a few minutes in time of the video before it's completed. Then we had Paris Campbell, had 2 for 13 yards, 6.5. Gainwell, 2 for 12, 6.0. Covey, I'm thinking about Covey as well. He had 1 for 11, 11.0. Barker had 4 for 9, 2.2. Wilson was 1 for 9, 9.0. And Dotson had 2 catches for 8 yards, 4.0 average, which is 4.0 average, not bad, but that's way below the 6.5 that Campbell has gotten. So that's so Wilson needs, so Dotson need to be more involved in the passing game. All right, go to the defense. It's going to be about tackles, assists, sacks, and interceptions. I'm going to go on a roll. Zach Bond, 9 for 4, 0-0. Gardner, 5 for 3, 0-0. Dean, 3 for 5, 0-0. Quinn Mitchell, 3 for 1, 0-0. Carter, 3 for 1, 0-0. David, 2 for 2, 0. I'm talking, he had 1 sack. Wow, I didn't know he got that first sack in the beginning of the first half. Cause he definitely get a second in the second half. So it must occur in the first half. Blankenship 2-0-0-1. The interception. Williams 2 for 0-0. Wet 1 for 1, 0-0. Graham 1 for 1, 0-0. Darius Slay 1 for 1, 0-0. Smith 1 for 1, 0-0. Avante Maddox 1, 0-0. Ringo 1, 0-0. Stowe, Goddard, Booker, and Hurts all were 0-0-0. All right. Kick return. Gaineswell had 2 for 50. He had 2 return for 51 yards, 25.5 average, no score. Shipley was 1 for 26, 26.0, no score. Punt return. Dejean, how you want to pronounce his name, 1 for 6, 0. 1 for 6, 6.0 average, no score. Kicking, Elliott was 0 for 1. That's the other thing too. He missed that 60-yarder, which is an issue with me, which I'm going to discuss as well. Then we had Mann with 1 for 43, average 4.3. I'm sorry, he 1 for 43, 43.0, and inside 20-0. But he had inside 2 with one because he had one blocked. And let me go to all right, okay. Now I'm going to the Saints. Derek Carr with 14 for 25, 142, one score, one INT. Alvin Kamara was 26 for 87, 3.3 average, no score. Carr for 2 for 3, 1.5, no score. Williams 1 for -1, -1, 0. Receiving. The Eagles did really well on their receiving crew. Christian Olave. This guy is a dynamic receiver at his side. I think he's 6'1". He's short, but he's very good. He has 6 receptions for 86 yards, 14.3 average, one score. He scored on the touchdown. Alvin Kamara was 3 for 40, 13.3, no score. Tipton was 2 for 11, 5.5, no score. Wilson 1 for 3, 3.0, no score. Moru 1 for 2, 2.0, no score. Williams was 1 for 0, 0, and Shaheed was 0, 0. Defense. Now Saints defense got 4 sacks, and I have a problem with that. You could figure out some way to minimize those sacks, because sacks can detriment your team moving forward. If you got one of the best offensive lines in the league, you should not be having sacks. Well, I guess Lane Johnson's injury kind of had a part in that, but I'm picking that as well. Now defense, Debo 10 for 0. I'm going to tackles, assists, sack, and INT. He was 10 for 0, 0. Tyrann Mathieu was 7 for 0, on their own interception. Harris was 6 for 0, 0. Davis 4 for 2, 0. Granderson 4 for 1, 1.5 sacks, no INTs. Werner was 3 for 2, 0. Gay for 3 for 0. Taylor was 2 for 2, half sack, no fumble, no interceptions. Shepard 2 for 1, 0. Breeze was 2 for 0. He had 2 sacks. Young 1 for 3, 0. Lattimore 1 for 1, 0. Howden was 1 for 0. Ridgeway was 0, 1 assist, 0. Thelball was 0. Everybody else was 0 all the way down. Starbird, Mims, Olave, against that special team tackles. Peyton, Forsky, and Turner. 0, all the way down. Kick return. No, they had no play on kick return because the offense was pretty good at the time. Shaheed with 1 reception, 0 yards, 0 average, no touchdown. Kicking belonged to Group with 2 for 2, 100 yards, along with 36, 6 points. Punting, Hayball with number 4 for 162 yards of 40.5 average, and has 22. Now, let's think about the injury front. I'm going to start with Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson went out with a concussion. I hope he's okay. I think the concussion occurred in the first half of the game, which I didn't see. I'm not exactly sure how he got a concussion, but he did get one. Then we had Darius Slay also was pushed out of bounds by the opposing offensive tackle and drove him all the way to the bench. I hope he's okay. Devontae Smith went out with a concussion. He actually caught the ball and tried to move forward, but he was tackled while going backwards, and someone from the Saints defender hit him dead square in the head, knocked him out of the game. So I hope he's okay. It's the Saints. And last but not least, Brendan Covey. Covey went out with an injury. I'm not exactly sure what the injury was, but it was an injury. Those are the 4 guys the Eagles have went out with injuries between the first quarter into the fourth quarter. The Eagles managed to pull the game out 15-12, a 3-point win, hostile environment, man. And I'm gonna say this about the Eagle defense. I'm not gonna come into offense. Offense did what they could to get this game win. A lot of talk was going on between Eagle content creators. I'm one of them. Among others, and you had the fan base who was all over WIP 94. They had a lot to say, like I said in the last video, in week 2 video. Please go back and check that out. They heard the talks. They heard. Sometimes when you're playing bad, you know you're playing bad. You need to find a way to get better. And I think the Eagles did that today. That's why a lot. If you look at the Eagles defense in the second half of that game, they didn't play out of position. They held their positions. They contained the run just a little bit. Like I said, Mary had 87 yards rushing. At the first time the Eagles have held a guy who normally gets 100 yards rushing under 90 yards for the first time all season. The guy from the Green Bay Packers, Josh, I can't think of that boy name, the running back. I'm not gonna say Josh. Josh Jacobs. That's name, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had over 84 yards rushing in that game. But when it all said and boiled and done, he might well should have had 100 yards rushing in that game. But the game against the Atlanta Falcons is the question mark. Bijan Robinson had 100 yards rushing in that game. 100 yards rushing in that game. The Packers exposed the Eagles' run game, and that's how the Falcons were able to get 100 yards rushing. A lot of guys on defense was out of position. They were not making no tackles. I mean, it's like they were tackling air instead of tackling legs and bringing the opposing offender down. None of that was going on in the second half, the second game of the year. And then that was your home opener. That is what makes it so bad about it. Was your home opener. The Eagles should have won their home opener. Should have won it. They really should have. But they rebounded, to say the least. You know what? I can smile at this game because the Eagles went into a hostile environment, like I mentioned it twice in this video, and they put up a fight. They put up a fight, and they did what the Philadelphia Eagles teams are supposed to do: pull up a fight, fight for your right to party. Let me say it again: fight for your right to party. And after the game was over with, Carter, he had a part on the sideline of the field. Check out the last video. Him and Tyrann Mathieu were going at it for words. You got two SEC players. Tyrann Mathieu came from LSU, wasn't a first round pick. He had issues coming out of college. He was supposed to be a first round pick, but he fell to I think the Cardinals. He was drafted by the Cardinals. And he played 4 years there. Then he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, played 3 years there, and got a Super Bowl championship. Became a free agent. The Eagles tried to sign him, but they couldn't sign him, so he wound up going back to his home state, which is New Orleans Saints. And because of him, Saints have been pretty good. Tyrann Mathieu is a very good defensive back. Very, very good safety. One of the best in the game. 2 or 3 time Pro Bowler, 2 or 3 time All-Pro first team. He one of the best in the game. No question about it. But Carter gave him some things to say. Gave him some words to express. See, when you talk, people listen. And when they listen, it's either be a negative effect or a great effect. And this with a positive effect. Where in this case, it would have been a positive effect because they went to a town one of the most loudest stadiums in the country, in all of the NFL, and won a game. So, with that in a nutshell, go ahead, Philadelphia. You have acquired the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. You showed your grit. You showed your brawn. You showed your willingness to win the game on the gritty side, which what makes you who you are. Now, we suffer a lot of injuries. I mentioned them in this game, in this video. I hope all 4 of those guys get better. I hope none of them injuries ain't serious, but I do expect Lane Johnson to be out for a couple of games. I expect that. Brendan Covey, I'm not exactly sure, because I'm not exactly sure what kind of injury that he had, but he didn't play no more in the game. And I pray that Devontae Smith, concussion, he gonna be out for about 2 games as well. See, one thing about concussion, when you get concussions, it is a 2-game miss. A 2-game miss. So those 2 gonna be out. And let me see, who else went out with an injury? Oh yeah, Darius Slay. Now, like I said, he got bull drive from the offensive tackle of the Saints all the way into the bench. And he walked off. He was okay, but he was limping a little bit. So I'm not exactly sure how serious his injury is, but I hope that he is better as well. So that's all I have to say about that. And I pray hope those guys get better. So I am out of here. The Almighty Green Talons with a smile on his face. Victory 15-12. Week 3 recap. 2-1. We got this. Now let's go into Tampa Bay and do what we did to the Saints to Tampa Bay. If we could beat the Bay, we'll be 3-1. Now the Cowboys got to lose today, which I'm hoping that the Ravens do beat them today. We'll see, because I'll make a video on that. I can't wait to make one. Again, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. How that song go? Moving on a Sunday afternoon. Grooving. Couldn't put away too soon. No, 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 no.